Chacha Vauzz is back in action, our second baseman. Currently on the Springfield Cardinals, bringing that contact and now bringing that power as well. As we look to get stuck in today, we're coming off a pretty good stretch. Taking a look here at his recent games, the averages have just been absolutely legendary, batting .350 over the last 10, including 4 stolen bases, 3 walks, 12 ribbies, and 5 home runs. But arguably, the most important thing for Chacha is we've gotten that WAR back to 0. From about -8 up to -2, back down to -7, back to -2, and now at 0, we look to turn that positive. Additionally, we look to get our record positive as we are chasing the Travelers and Wild Surge in the Texas League North. We just so happen, after we finish up this series against the Hooks, we face the Wild Surge today. We'll go through that whole series, get into the following month where we do have the Naturals. So it's going to be a while before we face the Travelers. But honestly, we're not looking to be here by the time we do face the Travelers next, as at the end of last episode, Chacha Vauzz, he outgrew the 2 second baseman we currently have at AAA. Hopefully that means a call-up is coming soon. But before we focus on anything happening in AAA, we've got to take care of business down here at AA. Now, Corpus Christi, despite not having a really good start to the season, they currently lead this series 2-1. We're out in the field here with a hard hit ball going to Chacha. He'll get in front of it and will make the throw over to first. A much better start in the field today for Chacha Vauzz. And now batting .267, bottom of the first, we'll have a man on 1 out, facing Ethan Pecco. That's a fun last name. Let's try to get a home run or at least something big off of him. As runner does go, that ball is going back, but tracked down. No hit, definitely no home run, but solid contact. And come top of the third, the score will stay deadlocked here at 0. Luis Guillorme. Probably butchered that one. Apologies to anyone with that name. We got Graceffo on the mound. He's got an 0-2 count. 1 on, 1 out. We're looking to turn a double play here. Keep this game tied at 0. As that will be smacked over to Chacha. He'll make a turn, throw it to second, try to get that double, and that we do. We've gotten a lot better at doubles over the last handful of games. But we still need to see some hits come on in here. Pecco, he's throwing number 33 here, bottom of the fourth. He's had a pretty good day on the mound. Chacha takes a fastball low, but in the zone. But this time, he will go swinging into the right field gap. He rounds first. Will be a stand-up double here for Chacha. As well, he probably could have made it to third. Would have been his first triple if he dug for it. Knowing our luck, it would have been a good throw and we would have been out. Braden Yobert, he's been struggling, but he's got a 3-0 count. Chacha getting an extra step. He's going early. And we do not get the steal on the walk. Unfortunately, Braden Yobert doesn't swing to protect us. We're caught stealing. We at least still have 1 on the base path. And a dynamic challenge coming off of that, as Yobert does not score, though Corpus Christi does. We look to lead off the inning here. Try to lead off with a double or better. Trailing bottom of the 7th, Pecco still in. Pitch number 59. He leaves that one down the middle, but coming over will be the left fielder. Caught in foul territory. Do have the hitting streak alive, though, with that double at the previous at-bat. And come top of the 8th, other bats would pick up in the bottom of the 7th. We've taken the lead here 2-1. Jaworski up to bat here for the Hooks. He's got no 1 on, 1 out for Curtis Taylor on the mound. Looking for a play here at first, as that will be hit over to Chacha. Will take a few steps over and make a clean throw. Looking to stack up some good games out in the field, as we're looking to put this game away for Luis Encarnacion. Jack Ralston, the pitcher, 1-1 count. They've got a man on the corners, 2 outs. And this will be hit over to right, but coming over to make the play, Cardinals level this series 2-2 as we look to head on to game number 5 with Chacha Vauzz getting the double. Not a whole lot else, plus also getting caught stealing. Not the best. But with 1 for 3, it's still a good average. As we get game 5 underway, it's a dynamic challenge here for Chacha Vauzz, and we are looking for a ribby. It is Blair Henley on the mound. And we've got some decent speed at second, 75. Chacha gets a piece of the changeup. That was a big problem for him over the last 10 games. Swinging at those changeups. He practiced before coming in here today. But he likes the low ones. He also likes base hits. As he cracks that one through, the runner will not advance from third. So we do not get the ribby. But we keep the hitting streak alive, putting one on the corners here for the Cardinals. And for Braden Yobert, he could use with a couple ribbies to get that average back up. Chacha with an extra step. As they're looking to pick him off, he's back in time. He just loves to get in the head of the pitchers. A 3-2 count here, 1 out. Chacha waiting for that leg kick. He's going with the full count. He could just trot on over to second. Yobert takes another walk. This time we're not caught stealing. And it will load them full for Trey Page. Bottom of the first. Still just 1 out. A 3-2 count here, so we are going. As soon as that ball is made contact with, at least. Henley, can he get out of a jam? Well, that one will be played over to third. They get the play at second, and they get the play at first. Henley does get out of the jam. With the bases loaded, we come away with nothing. Come bottom of the third. We're still tied here 0-0, so the pitcher's well settled in here. Henley already mid-40s in his pitch count. And he left a changeup down the middle, swinging too far ahead of it. Chacha Vauzz. Not swinging ahead of that one, though, and dropping down in center. We're not getting huge swings on these, but we're putting balls in play and getting on base. That's how you play small ball baseball. Now we just need to try to get on into scoring range here for Yobert. An extra lead here for Chacha Vauzz. Hasn't been the best in terms of getting that quick step today. Henley, he throws into the dirt. Chacha will take another bag. Count that one, 22. By far leading every team here in Double-A. And he gets an extra step here. He's going as that one is in play. Over to first, trying to take home. And okay, we've got something new here. Swing move is used by runners to avoid a tag while sliding. To perform it, pull back and rotate in the right direction on the screen. Okay. I don't think we did it. I don't know if it was timed. Either way, we're thrown out at home trying to get a lead here for the Cardinals. Maybe next time. Granted, it didn't tell us everything we had to do during Showtime events the first time we did those, and we messed that up for the first few times. Perhaps we'll get that swim move the next time, as Cesar Salazar is up to bat. Hooks also held at 0 today. 1 out, no one on here for him. As the pitch is in, gonna go over to Chacha, who will get in front of that one just barely. A look to make the throw to first, sitting Salazar down. But we've got a big opportunity here. Bottom of the fifth. 100 on the day so far for Chacha. 2 for 2 with 2 on. Nobody out. And he tried to take that slider, but it was too far inside. Jams him foul. And he will get just enough of that one. Sneaks it by first. Runner coming home. And he will get the RBI rather than being the RBI. Cardinals take the lead here 1-0 with the single from Chacha Vauzz. And that makes it number 3 for him on the day, keeping 2 on for Braden Yobert. 0 for 1 with a walk, no chance to steal here for Chacha as Luis Contreras is on the mound. This will be a soft hit ball into right field. Runner will not go from third. We'll take a long trip around the bases to see home plate. But the bases are loaded for Trey Page. He missed out on the opportunity last time, hitting into a double play. This time, no one's out. 0-2 count, though, as he does get a hold of that one. It's going back to the gap. Chacha can run on home. 2 will score. Third is digging, and he will be in time. A 4-0 lead for the Springfield Cardinals on the double from Trey Page. But can we keep our 100% going here? Chacha Vauzz, 4th trip. That one's inside. Well, he's going to give this one a ride, going deep left, but tracked down against the wall. He will advance the runner. He's going all the way home. Will be a sac fly on the deep hit to left field. So it's not getting on base, but we get an extra point. I think anyone would take that just about any day. And we'll have a dynamic challenge to follow with another chance here to bat bottom of the 8th. No one on, 2 outs. We barely missed out on the chance of that home run last time. And we find it here against Blueba? That's a fun name, if I'm even pronouncing it right. That is not a lucky call, though. They say good take, but that's going to be a strike against Chacha. And then he's behind the 93 fastball, top third of the zone. 0-2 count here for Chacha Vauzz. He'll get a piece of that one, not even going to be anywhere close to a home run. In fact, it's a quick out at first. Well, the Hooks, they're down to their final out. Logan Cerny with 1 on, 2 out, 2-0 count. Edwin Nunez trying to put this game away. Forced out at second or first. This will be hit over to Chacha. You just got to make the simple throw. Retire the Hooks. We take a series lead here, 3-2. We could take it in the final game. And if we hit anywhere close to our 3 for 5 with 3 singles, an RBI, a run, and a stolen base, well, then I think we very well could take it. We're going to need some good pitching to come with it. And there's already 2 on here for the Hooks. Top of the first, Kenny Gomez up to bat, batting .310. We got Pete Hansen on the mound. He is our 5th in the rotation. We're looking to turn a double play here as that one is hit hard to Chacha. Gonna have to get this over there quickly. Get the man at second, in time at first. We help out Hansen here, emptying the bases. Now it's time for Chacha to try to pick up where he left off. 3 for 5 last time. Now facing Treadwell. We've seen him once before. That one will be called a strike, flipping the zone. Again, good take, just not in favor here for Chacha Vauzz. And he will be forced to swing on those same kind of pitches, but not getting good enough contact. He flies out to center. As we look to move on ahead then, it is a Hooks lead, top of the 3rd, as they still got 2 more on for Zach Denzenzo. That's a fun one. I don't know what's happening here. The pitcher blocked our Showtime event. We get the out at first. All right, then. I don't know about you, but I feel like I had a pretty good beat on that. Hooks, though, they've opened up a large lead here, bottom of the 4th. 4-0. We've got 1 on, 1 out. Chacha Vauzz, we could use a big hit here, as he does send that one to left field, but not enough juice. It will fall well inside the grass, and we will head back to the dugout. Good news, though, there's other bats for the Cardinals. We draw this one close here, 4-3, top of the 6th with an 0-2 count on Colin Barber. Austin Love in the game here, his 45th pitch, so it doesn't seem like Hansen stayed in the game for that long. As Chacha will drive in on this one. Look to make the throw over to first and sit him down, ending the top of the 6th. We need to get a hit, though, for Chacha Vauzz. Currently 0 for on the day with 2 flyouts. We need that hit streak to continue here. We also need to get on the bases to try to tie this game up. Treadwell still in his 51st pitch. And that one is going to be inside. But that one is exactly where Chacha wants it. But we're just not getting the luck on the placement in this game. It'll be another fly out. We'll maybe have one more opportunity. And that we will with a dynamic challenge. Bottom of the 8th. No one on. Looks like we're leading off here. Down 2, 5-3. We just simply need to get on base here. And AJ Bluba is on the mound. And he gives Chacha one to crack. Really good contact, but again, it's going nearly straight to a glove of a Corpus Christi defender. Out again in left field. And this one is going to come down to Jose Cordoba. 5-4, bottom of the 9th. We're on deck here. He's got 2 on. Give me a single, something to get on base. Or instead, it'll be an out at first. Series ends with a tie. And for Chacha Vauzz, despite some pretty good contact in this game, he goes 0 for 4 flyouts across the board. As the boys go on the road, Chacha looks to make a couple upgrades before we hit the field next, getting 2 boosts here to his clutch up to a 53. He'll also add 1 on to his plate vision up to a 58. And as we look to head into what was supposed to be a pretty important series against the Wild Surge, we get a call. The scouts from the farm system, they're going to be in attendance today. And if we put forward a really good performance, then perhaps we might be getting that call up sooner rather than later. So this is Vauzz's chance to show what he can do. After a very impressive last 10 or so games, he might be getting that call up. But first, we're heading into this game against Wichita. Now, we just ended the first half of the season, so it kind of slates everything clean. They did win the first half, so they should be making the playoffs. We have a strong second half, and we're still with the team. Who knows? Maybe we will be as well. As there is an injury out there, Cheney already going to have to get pulled here. So we see 1 pitch from their starting pitcher, and already we're into their backups here. Though average of 123 is still pretty good, but we've got 1 on here for Chacha Vauzz. Trying to impress the scouts, and he will poke that one through the infield by first base. Runner will advance to third, won't dig for home, though it wasn't a great throw. He might have made it. Already getting on base, now with a chance to show off what we could do with some speed. As Chandler Redmond is batting behind us, that's a new man. We get back before the pitch can throw us out. That doesn't mean we won't go right back to taking that extra step. Chacha goes. As that one is down, he will slide with another stolen base, number 23 on the year, which is pretty good because our guy just got struck out. So Jose Borreo will be batting. So yeah, we've changed up this entire thing. I wonder if some of these other guys got called up. But he's got a 3-0 count, and the bases have been loaded. We talked about perhaps needing a different lineup behind Chacha Vauzz. Trey Page, he is still batting 5th. Or actually, no, he moved down to 6th. So yeah, they've definitely changed some things up here. Average 220. We need him to put a good one in, as that one will not hit grass. Top of the first comes to an end, and we don't make them pay for loading the bases and their starting pitcher out of the game within his first handful of pitches. In fact, the Wild Surge, they're the one that takes the early lead. Top of the third, 1-0. Alex Spees, if that's even how you pronounce that, he's still on the mound. As Chacha gets well underneath this one, a rocket that will be tracked down by the catcher. A 1-pitch out for Chacha Vauzz. Bottom of the 4th, we move on to Rain Donson, maybe? I don't know. There's a whole lot of different ways to pronounce some of these. Always up for some input down below. Joseph King, though, he's on the mound with no one out, 1 on. We're looking to turn a double play. As that will be hit over to short. He'll make the quick flip. We'll look for first. That is not anywhere close, though, to where the reticle was. Technically, that should have been a wild pitch to the left. We get 1. And that's honestly something that Chacha hasn't had to do too much. Normally, he's the one flicking it over to second rather than turning those. But we moved to top of the 5th here. It didn't cost us any runs. That pitch is outside. That one might have been a little bit inside. Jams him, and he will fly out short left center. A little more impressive start to this game rather than continuation. The Wild Surge have taken a more dominant lead here come top of the 7th. 1 on though for Chacha Vauzz, facing his 4th pitcher of the game. And he swings well ahead of the 95 fastball. And then he gets hit. Do have to say we fouled off about 6-7 straight pitches. Chacha will take the base, putting 2 on here for Chandler Redmond. But 2 strikeouts and a ground out. It has not been a good first look for at least us seeing him play. Langenberg, he's trying to get him out. 1 out in total here for the Wild Surge as that one is in play. Getting by. We will dig for 3rd, and we might just be out. Man, that one was close. We dug for it, though, and it kept the run coming from 3rd safe. Now, will the farm scouts view that the same way? Maybe not. But we've got one more chance to bat here. Top of the 9th, down by 5. With 1 out already. Taking that one with a favorable call this time for Chacha. Looked like it clipped the zone, but it will be 1-0. And he left that one hanging, making good contact, but not enough power behind this one. It will falter in deep left center. And that leaves us just 1 more out for Jose Borreo. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the pitcher's name because I know I would butcher it. But we get a little piece of this one going to right field and out. Wild Surge, they take game number 1. Chacha goes 1 for 4 in this one with a single. Some iffy play out in the field as well. We'll start game number 2 with a dynamic challenge. As there's already 2 outs here, we're facing McGuire. That might be how that one is pronounced. Hit a double or better or smash a home run. Let's try to smash here. Batting .278, so that's gone up a little bit here today. Pitches in, inside, almost in the shin. And that's not going to be a home run, but it will be a base hit. Hard hit right down the middle. Chacha will take his base. We'll fail the challenge, but we get someone on here for Chandler Redmond. Batting .250. A little extra lead here for Chacha. He's waiting for that leg kick. He's gone. And that one might be gone as well. Going deep and also falters. Deep right center this time. The game stays tied 0-0. Though this is a very beautiful double-A ballpark. Unfortunately, it's not our home ballpark. Wild Surge, apparently they've got a little extra moolah. Game still deadlocked here at 0. Acquire his pitch number 50 here. Chacha really wants to take a hold of one of those high fastballs. But patience would run the count full here. 3-2 for Chacha Vauzz. And a soft hit ball that'll just make its way to 2nd and then over to 1st. 1 for 2 on the day. Chacha Vauzz not getting on base. That means this game will stay tied. Bottom of the 4th. You've got Severino up to bat. McGreevy, the pitcher, he's, I believe, either 1st or 2nd in our rotation. No 1 out, though. We're looking to turn double play. This time, throwing correctly. Chacha makes the 1st, and then he forgets to throw. But it's not going to be an error. And that we will definitely take. As we've got a dynamic challenge following. Wild Surge, though, do take the lead, potentially due to that mistake. Top of the 5th for Chacha Vauzz. He's got 2 on. Let's try to drive them both in. 66 speed and 75 apiece. Plus, that count is getting up pretty high here for McGuire, just as that pitch was. And then he swings at the high fastball. So he lets 1 go by. Can't let the 2nd. That's a major strikeout for the Wild Surge. And honestly, it's been one of the few times Chacha has struck out over his last 10 games. Wild Surge, they doubled their lead. And they still got some work to do here with only 1 out Bottom of the 6th, no one on though. Looking to make the simple play over to first. Got to cut that one off, and we will. Now we just need to make the throw safely. We surely would like another hit in this one. 1 for 3. We had the single early on. We got a new pitcher in here who seems to throw a little bit more of off speed. And this time, we get a little bit more behind it, but it'll just be a few steps away from center. A nice hard hit fly out for Chacha Vauzz. And that leaves the game up to John Frank Salazar, another new name here on the team, so there must have been a lot of movement at the midway point. Adams trying to put him away as that one is rocketed nice and high. It's too high, I can't even see it on the screen, but it's out at short. Wild Surge, they take the first 2, and just a 1 for day here for Chacha Vauzz. The real question right now is, are we doing enough to impress the scouts? We're getting some hard hit balls, but we're not driving these into open spaces. We're driving a lot of them towards players. We've hit a lot of singles, have about a double or 2. No home runs yet today. We got another guy who likes to have a little bit of some off speed. And it might be a 1 pitch out here as Chacha gets under that one. Third base will come over and retire him early on here. But next time we step up to bat, we got a man on first and third. And I think they already have a new pitcher in here, so we got the starter out early yet again. Looking for a ribby. That one is going back to the wall. And it will be a stand-up double here for Chacha Vauzz. He plates 2 for the Springfield Cardinals, giving us a lead here, top of the 3rd. Scouts, that one is for you. Now Redmond, get us one here for Chacha Vauzz, who takes a little bit of an extra step. He's going, trying to steal 3rd. That one is in play. And where's that ball at? Out at first. So we will not score, but we were close. Instead, Chacha's 2-run double will be all the points scored there in the 3rd. In the bottom of the 4th, we're looking to keep it that same score. Severino is up to bat, Graceffo on the mound. We're looking for an out here at first. With a ball hit just to the right of Chacha, we'll take a shuffle step over, and we'll make the throw. You thought I was going to miss that one, didn't you? Instead, we're keeping play in the field clean. We head to the top of the 5th. 2 more on here for Chacha Vauzz facing Daniel Duarte. His 24th pitch. And it's a circle change. Again, those change-ups. Chacha just doesn't know how to time them. Plus, it was low. And strikeout again. Circle change. Well, hasn't been the best stretch from Chacha Vauzz. He's not hitting as legendarily, if that's even a word. As legendary? Sure, I don't think you need the Lee at the end of that. As legendary as he was last episode. Looking to turn 2 here. A spinning throw from Chacha gets the man at second, and we hit that double. And a dynamic challenge for Chacha as we are no longer up by 2. Wild Surge tied this game up. No one on. This is what we're going to do. Every time that there is no one on here, Chacha Vauzz, he's looking for the fences. As he swings the fastball outside. And he's struck out again. We haven't had this many swinging or non-swinging strikeouts, I believe, since we were in college or high school. Perhaps just a little bit of nerves here for Chacha Vauzz, knowing that there are a few extra set of eyes on him. Yasser Mercedes, he's stepping up here against Ryan Shreve. Bottom of the 8th, he's looking to get on and give the Wild Surge a chance to go ahead. We're looking for an out at first, as that is a hard hit ball that apparently goes foul, and we're going to jump on over to the 9th. I don't know what that was, MLB The Show, but we're looking to take a lead here, top of the 9th, with one on, facing Langenberg. Chacha, we need you to not strike out. He takes that one. This time, he might have a hit, and he will. Chacha will get on the bases here, putting 2 on with 2 outs, and that's pushing the go-ahead score here onto someone else, but a soft little piece of hitting. We haven't shown too much big power today, but for Chandler Redmond here, this is his time. Hit a single, you'll plate at least one. With an 0 for 3 count as well, Langenberg is struggling here and walks the bases loaded. That'll leave it up to one of our first friends here on the team in Trey Page. Him and RJ Yeager. Haven't heard from Yeager in quite some time. But it's an 0-2 count here. Page, give us a single. Or sat down looking. Hopefully, this game will head to extras. But before we get there, we've got bottom of the 9th. Mosqueda is on the mound facing Mickey Gasper. He has a 1-2 count, 2 outs, no one on. And he's going to hit this pretty hard to Chacha, who will cut it off in the gap. Now he's just got to make the throw look easy. We will be headed to extras, but will Chacha have a chance to bat? Well, it's 2-2 here, and Tanner Schobel is up to bat. Mosqueda still on the mound here. 1 out. And he's cracking this one into deep left field. Caught. Runner will look to advance. No, he won't. And we'll have a dynamic challenge to follow, so we seem to get out of that. Now Chacha, he wants to find the go-ahead here. Got a man on second. Drive in the go-ahead run. Of course, that's what we're looking for here with 2 outs facing Travis Adams. He has a little bit of a variety, a little bit of some off-speed as well. Taking the 4-seam down the middle. And crushing that one deep right. Maybe not quite as deep, not going to be in the 400s, but Chacha Vauzz just cranks a home run in extras to go ahead in front of the farm system scouts. We want that call up. We've shown we can hit singles and doubles. There's the power. Fielding, that's a little bit of a hit or miss at times, but Chacha gives the Cardinals a 2-score lead, top of the 11th. Now, we've just got to sit down the wild surge. Ralston with 2 outs facing Patrick Winkle. And this one will be popped up. Right field will come down, and he will secure the grab. Cardinals will win off the home run from Chacha Vauzz. We bite into that 2-game lead in this series. Make it 2-1. Picking up our first win of the second half of the season. Chacha Vauzz goes 3 for 6, a home run, single, and 4 ribbies. He drove in every single run today. That's not enough for the Scouts. I don't know what is, but we've still got half a series to go here. Starting off with a dynamic challenge, and as we talked about last time, 2 outs, no one on. We're looking for the fences here. Trent Baker, the normal lineup of pitches. Chacha Vauzz, he'll send that one a few steps behind right. 1 pitch out, but some decent contact made. I mean, you can't jack home runs every single time. Bottom of the 2nd, we'll hit the field. Once again, Severino up to bat. Zane Mills getting the start. I believe he is our 4th pitcher in the rotation. We're looking to put an out at first, as we've got a Showtime event here, timing that up pretty well. Now Chacha's just got to make the simple throw over to first. Especially with the dive, it might not be all so simple, but Severino is retired. But come top of the 4th, a couple runners would cross home plate. 1-1, still deadlocked here. And leaving that 4-seam high. Good timing, but weak contact. That one goes foul. So working that count full here. 3-2 for Chacha Vauzz. And he'll get a piece of the slider just in the bottom bit of the zone. This time, again, he's making good timing. Contact, not quite there, flying out to right. I guess we used a bunch of our luck on that home run. Bottom of the 4th, it's a lead for the Wild Surge as Danny D is up to bat. Zane Mills, pitch number 48. A square hit over to Chacha, who will get in front of it. Look to make the throw. Maybe a little bit too far, but not an error for Chacha. We do get the out at first. And why it was even that far out, I don't know, because it looked like the little R icon was right down the middle, perhaps due to the timing. But top of the 6th here, we're up to bat. We need to get on against Trent Baker, down by 2. That one's well inside. And will this one fall? Foul. It did fall. Didn't quite fall where we wanted it to. 1-2 count then. Chacha sending it roughly in that same direction, just with a whole lot more sky and not as enough power. It'll be an out on Chacha Vauzz. But we will have a dynamic challenge to follow. Top of the 8th. No one on, no one out. We look to lead off the inning. We need to get on base here. So that's what we're going to look to do against Tyler Biscoff. We just need to get on base here. Keep a hitting streak alive. That one inside, 95 four seam. And it's in play, but it is soft and not able to leg this one out. Not the best hitting day for Chacha. Hasn't been awful. It's not the strikeouts. At least the strikeouts came with a home run. John Frank Salazar, he'll be up to bat here for us. Top of the 9th. As Wild Surge look to put this game to rest. In play, dribbler to short with a hop throw to end the game. Wild Surge take 3 of the first 4. And we've got to put a string together here just to try to level things come the end. Chacha Vauzz, though, goes 0 for on the day, and we'll look to start a new hit streak in game number 5. But overall, I do feel like his play has been pretty average, maybe slightly above. So hopefully at the end of this one, we see that war in the positive. We've got a dynamic challenge to open this one with 2 on, nobody out, facing Andrew Morris. We're looking to at least get an RBI here, get on the board in the top of the 1st. A lovely day for baseball here. Sun out shining bright. Perhaps maybe a little too bright. Chacha couldn't quite see that 93 fastball down the middle. But he will get a hold of that one. It sounded good, and it's down deep in center. And it will be into a pickle for Chacha. He's got to try to get back to second one way or another, or he's going to be out. But he at least plates 2. I don't know. I thought that they maybe would have tried to throw home. We might have been able to leg out a 3rd. Not the case for Chacha, but the double will still count for him. Just got caught trying to extend the bases. 2-0 lead, though, for the Cardinals. As this one will be played over to Chacha, who cuts it off again, headed towards the gap. But a bad throw, just a smidgen off. I feel like there's not a whole lot of, we'll let it be. So a couple interesting plays out the gate in this one for Chacha Vauzz, with another dynamic challenge come top of the 3rd. And I don't know if that war is increasing, if that war is going down, but perhaps a home run here, that might improve it. Going up against Morris still. That one's an easy take. The count would run full here for Andrew Morris. Chacha struck out swinging. The high fastball once again gets the eager bat. And we are sat down to end the top of the 3rd. Very much a all-over game today for Chacha Vauzz. But at least we currently have the lead early on here. Tanner Schobel, he can mess that up. 0 for 1, though, on the day with a strikeout, but he's got a man on first. 1 out. Facing Pete Hansen, already at pitch number 43. As that one will be hit over to short. We'll look to turn a double play here. And again, that ball is being thrown nowhere close to where that reticle is. If you ask me, it looked like it was barely, just barely, but inside where we were looking to try to get to. We at least get the runner at second. Chacha Vauzz, he's fine being a DH. Honestly, will be a DH. 1 on. Top of the 6 here for Chacha. 1 out. And swinging a little late there at the 92 fastball.
No ball.
And this one will take a fly, but it will be a fly out at center. Did battle back, though, to a 2-2 count. Duarte gets the best of us this time. And in bottom of the 6th, still Chacha's Ribbies are the only one to have scored today. looking to keep that the same against Aaron Sabato, who will hit it towards Chacha, take a couple steps over, look to make a clean throw. This time, we've got it. That was pretty close to where the last one was, but that one was an error, so I don't know. How about a dynamic challenge to follow that? Top of the 9th, we're looking for a little bit of some insurance. 1 for 3 on the day with that double for 2 ribbies. Let's just go again for, just get on the bases here. Kyle Biscoff, his first pitch here, top of the 9th. And Chacha tried to turn on it. There's a good one, but center's not running too hard. He'll track it down just before the warning track. Not enough juice on that one. Still 1 for on the day, Chacha. Will that be enough? Jefferson Morales, bottom of the 9th with 2 outs facing Jack Ralston. He's got a man on the corners. A solid hit here could plate 1. And it will be hit to center. And he'll let it bounce. Come on. Try to make a play on that. They draw it within 1. It'll be up to Miguel Briceno? Again, I don't know. There's a whole lot of different ways to pronounce names, but it's an 0-2 count. Come on, Ralston. That ball's going to get hit back in the same rough dimension, but tracked down left field. Chacha's 2 plated, I believe, in the first. Will be enough for the Cardinals to get that win, drawing us within 1 as we head into the final game of the series and of the episode. Once again, we will be beginning with a dynamic challenge. 1 on second facing Travis Adams, and we've just got 1 out. We're looking for a ribby. Yet again, start the day off well, especially because we haven't played particularly well later on in these games. And that one will be cracked over to short. How about no ribby out at first and no advancement from the base runner? Not every time will it be your time. We'll go to bottom of the first. As now Wichita, they're trying to do something. Miguel up to bat, batting .213. 1 out for Joseph King. I don't feel like we have a true rotation area. I feel like they're just throwing out random pitchers. You let me know if you've noticed any sort of rotation actually happening, but we'll get the out at first. And by the time we get to the top of the 4th, things have not gone all too well for us. We've got some work to do. Wichita with a 4-0 lead. And Chacha giving this one at least a little bit of a joyride before being caught deep center field. You give me such a nice hit, I'm going to swing. And we're going to be swinging here with bases juiced. Daniel Duarte, he's had some great pitches against us. We've got 1 out, we're down to 5-3. And he gives us a 4-seam down the middle. We are well laid on. And he goes golfing. Come on, Chacha. With the bases loaded, we don't score any. That's happened to us so often, I guess we get a little bit of revenge on the rest of our teammates. Still down 2. Severino is up to bat here. Bottom of the 5th. Austin Love has checked into the game. Got a 2-2 count. Nobody out. No one on. And he will hit this one nearly right to Chacha. A couple shuffle steps. And a throw made to first. And now we really need a hit. We're 0 for 3. Strike out. Fly out. Ground out. How about a double here? That would be great. We're not facing Duarte, and he seems to be our Achilles heel in this series. No. And they're going to give us a lucky call here. Ball on the 4-seamer. And a soft hit that'll just go to first. Doesn't seem to be our day at the plate either, and that was top of the 8th. We might not have another chance unless we go to extras. So Alex Space, who's trying to put down Chase Davis with 1 out, top of the 9th. 0-2 count. They're looking to turn a double play here. Over to short. Gets the out at second. Not at first, though. We stay barely alive. It'll be up to Ryan Valade then. With an 0-1 count. Can you go yard here? That would be great. Space, who had to come into the game early in this series as their starter got injured. That's a base hit for Valade. We put 2 on. And a dynamic challenge as they would go on to bring in one. Bases loaded. This is our time to shine. Hit a double or better. I just want to simply get a hit here. Let's tie this game. If we do get a hit into the outfield, we could plate 2. Come on, Chacha. Your time is not right now. It's going to right, but it's not going to touch down. Too much loft. Wild Surge will take the series 4-2. Chacha missing out on several key opportunities to close that game. Missed out on several opportunities in that series in general. So before we leave, Chacha, he's going to hit the weight room to take out some of that frustration on missing that opportunity here on the bench reps. See how well this goes here for us. We're just going to smash some buttons here. Okay, doing pretty good so far. How many can we rack up? Well, we would end up putting up a pretty good amount there. We'd get gold on that, so our durability, that's going to improve. As we now look to close out the episode, we haven't gotten any news on any sort of call up yet. One thing I do want to check, though, is the lineups, as we were seeing a lot of different names. Salazar, I think he was there. Cordoba was there. Redmond is new. Barreo, I believe, is also new. Crooks is still here. But we do not see RJ Yeager, so I believe he was called up. We weren't. So Chacha getting a little bit left behind here. And how did the WAR do today? It did drop back below 0. I was wondering if that'd be the case. The fielding wasn't quite there today. The hitting wasn't quite consistent either. We take a look at the recent games. We have a fair few amount of zeros in here mixed with some high ones, but we were batting 350. That went down to 286 through that last handful of games. Overall wise, we're still doing pretty well. Average did drop by 0.002, so still pretty solid there. Overall, I think it was an okay stretch for Chacha, but I'm not sure we're going to get that call just yet. We could look to try to improve the chances of getting that here with 31 tokens to spin. And I know with the clutch here that when runners are in scoring position, it's going to rely here more on the clutch than the contact. So I do want to get that up here. We're going to go to 60. On top of that, we've got 9 left. So we're going to tack on one more here to speed, leaving us with 2. And I think where those should go is going to be over to reaction. We've missed a couple plays in the field just by the ball bouncing off of our glove. Maybe reaction will help with that. Maybe it would be more fielding. Either way, those are the upgrades we're going with. We're going to go from a 63 to a 64. And 2 more things to check before we are out of here. We did bring in another perk. This one looks familiar, so I don't know in what order these are coming in on. And I know we could upgrade these perks as well. We haven't looked to do that. But these are what we have when it comes to batting. For fielding, we still have the same 3. And for base running, the same 2. The last thing we got to do is open up another package. And I'm hoping that we'll have a couple items in here that we do not have yet. The fisherman, we don't need to go fishing anymore. And there is an item that we did not have. So that'll be a new addition. I believe both of these are silvers, so we already have better options. But we do finally get a new piece of equipment. And indeed, we already have the silver for the cleats. However, these ones, they look a little bit slimmer. So we're going to change things up. We're going to go with a more slimmer cleat, and maybe we'll be faster with that or feel faster. We will, however, not be equipping this other weight. We already have one, and it's a better one. So we're going to stick with the one we had. And apparently we did already have one. I thought that we didn't. It's the elbow protector we don't have one of. We were rocking the Pro Series here, but we're going to switch things up. We're going to go with the Jordan. But we are, as I said, still missing a couple pieces of equipment here. Elbow guard, wrist guard, compression sleeve, bat grip, and some socks. Maybe those will show up at some point. I also wouldn't be completely against a torpedo bat showing up here as well. But that is where we will wind things down with today. Just taking a look at the standings. Wild Surge, Naturals, and Travelers are all above us. We are tied now with the Drillers at the bottom. In the South, Rockhounds, Rough Riders, they won the first half. Sod Poodles, Hooks, and then the Missions. Next episode, as mentioned, we will start with a split series against the Naturals, 3 at home, 3 away, and then we will be seeing once again the Hooks. Hopefully, we will have a better all-around episode, and maybe we'll look for a call-up close to the Futures game or around this time. I think Chacha's close, but I just don't think we showed enough. If we had flipped last episode with this episode, I feel like we'd be getting the call. Well, make sure you're sticking around to see when Chacha does move on up to AAA by hitting that bell icon on the bottom right or scrolling down, hitting that sub button and tapping that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. Chacha Vauzz every single Tuesday and Thursday. Cardinals Monday and Friday. We close out the regular season tomorrow. You do not want to miss that game, senior day against our rival in Notre Dame. Looking for the perfect season. Getting on into the Pac-12 championship and the playoffs. We'll see you there. We'll see you back here. And we might see you with the Jaguars as well on Saturday. With no spoils on anything that happened last episode on if we're continuing in the playoffs and if you guys reach that like goal. We'll see you next time as Chacha Vauzz is looking for that call up.